Okay, so today we're going to go through 2.5 through 2.6, starting on page 28. We're going to start by opening up the scaled image. We got the left viewport. And now we're going to thicken this front wall, and then shift it back in a little bit so it's like a recessed clock face. So page 29, we're going to go to the polygon mode and select the front face. So if you're in the left mode, you want to go to the perspective viewport. For now, we're going to maximize that, and we want to get to where we can see the front. If you're not sure, go click home, roll in. Okay. In the modifier tab with select object, have this, and we want to go to polygon mode and just click on the front face. Okay. Now this has you doing all the work together. I find it easier to split it and do two steps separately so you don't accidentally make a mistake. So you're going to go to the polygons panel up here. This is called the ribbon. So under the modeling ribbon, polygons, bevel, open the bevel settings, and the first value you want is a height of 0 and hit enter, and then a height of negative 2.5, negative 0.25, enter. Now I would just double click the check mark twice just to leave it like that, and then go bevel the next portion. Okay. The next portion is negative 1 for the height and 0 for the outline, and then click and clear. So now, again, always we'll make sure to go back to select object mode so we don't accidentally move something or do something like that. We now have this nice squished in clock face. It's nice and recessed. That's the end of page 29. Okay. Now we want to chamfer. We want to move in the edges. So you're going to want to get a front view so you can kind of see what you're doing. And you want to go to edge mode and probably want Alt X, probably want this not to be see-through. And with that selected, we're going to turn off by clicking this light bulb down here. We're going to isolate our selection. It just makes things easier to see. All right, so with edge mode selected, we want to grab an edge. We want that inner edge. Now it tells you to go to loop, go to modify selection, loop. That's going to grab all of them. The shortcut to looping is to double click. That only works if you're doing a single line. And in this case, we just want to move. So up here under the word animation, select and move. And we just want to pull that back edge in a little bit. So we give it a nice angle. That's all. Now, you want to save your file. At some point, this should be saved as clock 2 at this point. So I'm going to save mine just as something different. I already have a 2.5. So I'm going to save this as, let's see here. We want to go to, I'm going to say this is 2.5 page 32, just so I can keep track of where I am. Okay. So now we want to go and we want to go back to our side view, and we want to get see-through mode back on, and we want to add some nice extra parts. So Alt W, left, Alt W, unisolate, and we want to Alt X so we can see it. Now we're going to chamfer some lines. So if you notice that these lines aren't particularly smooth. All right, you also got to be careful that I don't grab one of my inside ones. So I got this outside line here, this one, but this is a hard edge. So what you want to do is you want to either double click, get out of move so don't actually touch things. So double click on the line, you get all the whole thing, or we can loop it like it says. And then page 33, number 13, go to the modeling tab to edges, and we want to chamfer and open the chamfer settings. Okay. We want to smooth this, so we want to go 0.25 here, 0.25, and we want to make this 4 segments. Just going to smooth that out and enter it. Okay. Now on the front face, we want to get 3 edges. So in this case, it's going to be better to go back here and maybe rotate it just a little bit. And again, we want to get the outside ones, not the inside ones. So still in edge mode, you're going to hold the control button down. This is my front lip. I'm going to hold control and get this back lip and the one behind it. Do not grab that inside one. Now here we can't double click. We do have to go to modify and loop to grab all of those. Now we're going to go edges again, chamfer settings, and we want 0.05, enter, and we want 2 segments for each one of those. And that's just going to smooth that out a little bit better, and again, double click that out. Okay. Now if you notice, we need to go Alt-W, we need to go back to this view, and we're going to, we have one extra hook here that we haven't accounted for. So edit, swift loop, and you're going to put one right about there where that bend is. Now it's automatically selected. Okay, so we want to move that down by going uniform scale up here under the word animation and just scaling it only in the Y direction so it matches up there. Okay. Now we want to chamfer. Okay. And we want to chamfer this one right here. Now the way the book has you do it, it has you do it at both at the same time. You can, if you want to chamfer both sides, you can. Or you can just do one line at a time. So I can do that one. When that's selected, if I hold that down and then I loop it, I get them both. Or you can do them one at a time. You're just going to do the same chamfering amount on both of them. So chamfer settings. And in this case, we want 0.1, 0.1, enter, and 3. And that's just going to smooth all of those out a little bit too. Okay, we're going to accept. We're going to change the name up here from cylinder 1 to clock body and hit enter. That just makes it a lot more obvious what we're dealing with. And then we're going to save this. You're going to save it as clock 2. I'm going to save it as clock 2 6 so I know what exercise I've ended at.